Welcome everybody, Brother Goodwin here. You're watching Prophecy in the Spotlight. We got an exciting show for you again today. This is part 2 of our series. We started last week. Last week we talked about the origins of globalism. Today we're going to talk about the coming global kingdom. In truth, it's really kind of here right now, and we're going to show you that. But the coming kingdom that's going to be taken over and run by the Antichrist. And that's where we're going to start, Revelation chapter 6. Let me read verses 1, 2, and 3 here. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals. That Lamb is Jesus Christ himself. John, in his mind, has been raptured, Revelation 4:1. He sees the throne and goes through the 7th sealed book in the right hand of he that sits on the throne in chapter 5 here. And then you come to chapter 6. Jesus takes the book out of the hand, of course, of the Father on the throne. And he opens the first seal right here in verse 1 and 2. Let's read this. I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the 4 beasts saying, "Come and see." Oh, he's talking to John. "Hey, John, come here and look at this." And verse 2, and I saw and behold, this is the first seal now. I saw and behold a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. And then he opens the second seal. So the first seal, I believe, of the 7-year tribulation is in fact the announcement or the arrival or the enlightening and showing the man of sin who's going to rule the world for the tribulation, especially starting at the middle. And here he is. He's crowned. He comes on a white horse. We believe he's come from a battle, a great victory, and he's crowned, and he earns the respect of the world. Now, who this man is, we've all got our guesses, but nobody knows for sure. But one thing we know, he's alive and well somewhere on planet Earth, ready to take over. So, all right, so fasten your seatbelt, get you some ice water or some iced tea or something. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Going to be an exciting show. We're going to take off where we left off last week. We've got Doc's Zechariah DVD here. She'll probably put that up sometime during the show. This was from last week. Awesome, awesome stuff in this. Is it DVD or CD?
Yes, DVD.
DVD. This is, you watch this on your DVD set. And hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Probably
not sure.
45 minutes.
It's going to be less than an hour, I think. So. We talked about some of those things last week, the origins, all the way back to Babylon and Nimrod. The origins of this thing we call globalism began way back there after the flood, okay? And what we're going to talk about today is the fact that those things are here today that took place back then. We're seeing the globalist system already in place in the world. And we're going to look at some of these things, but before we do that, we want to make sure you know we're a viewer-supported network here, and we're getting close to another bill coming up. And if you can help us, there's an 800 number right on the screen behind me there. If you can see behind me there, the phone number is there, and the website pops up, and you can contact us. You can donate right on the website. You can call the 800 number and donate over the phone. You can mail a check, whatever. But to contact us if you need help with that. And we appreciate all of you that partner with us here. Yeah. And we've also are buying an RV for the ministry here that I'll be doing a lot of the live streaming in. And we're still about $4,000 short. Some money has come in. We're only about $4,000 short if you'd like to help with the, I call it the RV studio. And it's fantastic. It's going to be a tremendous help to me. And it's right in my front yard, 2 hours away from here. And so if you can help with that, we would sure appreciate it. Just let us know when you give. This is for the RV, okay? All right, Doc, let's, and some of what I'm going to talk about in the show is in my 7 Clocks, a ticking book, and you can, she'll put that up as we talk here later on. The Zechariah DVD and the 7 Clocks book really go hand in hand with a lot of our discussion here. So, Doc, this is an article I read, I wrote several years back, and I think some of this is in my 7 Clocks book, but I put some of the components of globalism here, and it's amazing when I read through this, even down to this man of sin here who's going to be crowned. The Antichrist. We don't necessarily know who he is. You know, we all got our guesses and all that. We know what his title is in biblical terms. He's the Antichrist, but who he actually is individually, not for certain. Now, some people believe, in fact, I talked to a brother last night at a church I was at. He asked me, do you believe that Judas is the Antichrist? And I said, no, I do not. I understand why people think they think he's going to be brought son back. Of perdition. Yeah, and he went to his place, they said, which is a little strange. But I personally do not believe that it's him. But I don't believe in reincarnation. Yeah. And so, no. He hung himself. It's obvious. Yeah. But son of perdition is no different than a term like we talked about last week, a geographical term given to an individual doesn't necessarily mean he's coming from that geography, but he has those character traits. Yeah. And Assyrian. Because I believe Judas Iscariot is in his place. He's in hell. He's in his place. I don't believe anybody comes out of there to do something. So. Except to stand at the great white throne later. Yeah. But everybody will there. So we got the Antichrist. We can see that the whole world is looking for somebody. Oh, my. Now, right now, the whole world has got somebody. His name is Donald Trump. Yeah. Whether they like him or not, the man is changing the world. But you and I can look at that through the biblical lens and realize for several different reasons it's not him. Right. I don't believe it's him. I believe he's a Cyrus. More of a Cyrus because of his relationship and affinity toward Israel. Yeah. But on a world scale, there are too many things that doesn't allow him to fit into the actual global But control. He is putting things together. He's putting things together. And because America has the financial and political and militarily, we really do carry the big stick in the world. Yeah. So the first thing that I see here, Doc, is about the end time is, and of course, Revelation 13. I realize that's the middle of the tribulation. Yes. But if that system of the mark of the beast is implemented in the tribulation, somewhere around the middle, it must already be in place. You don't just start it off the cuff. Not only that, but you don't have a system that's on a global scale without having run some beta test to get it to the alpha point. So the cashless society, I call it the cashless economic system, it is assumed that during the tribulation there will be a cashless system put in place. We come to this assumption because at the midpoint of the tribulation, the Antichrist institutes what the Bible calls the mark of the beast. It is decreed that no financial commerce can take place without this mark. Right. The mark shows an allegiance to the Antichrist and his global system and gives permission to exist. Remember, it says it's who has wisdom. It's the number of a man. Yes. Who has wisdom, let him understand. And it's connected to a man, the system. It's obvious that by the middle of the tribulation, all of this will have finally been all the pieces put together for it. But we're already watching this happen. How could you have a global currency? It cannot be physical. Right. How could you control global currency? It cannot be fiat. It can't be something you handle. Yeah. It has to be electronic. It has to be a crypto of some sort that technology governs over. And I've shared this example many times in my books and on television. I do eBay. I buy and sell guitars on the side. Absolutely. I've stayed in the ministry by being self-employed, being able to do those things. And I've sold guitars to people in Russia. I really have. I've shipped guitars to Moscow. It's been a few years. I don't know if you could now, but with the war going on.
I think you could.
Possibly. They say that woman that was in the mob
in Cincinnati,
she went back. She's from Russia.
She was a Russia. She went back home. I'd go back home too.
Yeah,
I got treated
it's
like
probably
that.
safer there. I don't know. But anyway, when a man buys a guitar from me from Moscow, he doesn't go to his bank and change his rubles over to dollars.
No.
He presses a button. He buys it. It's all done behind the scenes electronically through the computer.
We've been doing electronic for years, for decades.
Yeah.
And what started with, first of all, it started with a few little test things in smaller areas, and then it went to a regional. You first had a little bank card, then they came out with that little square on it, that little chip.
Yeah. Now you tap it.
Now all you got to do is tap it.
Yeah.
And one of these days, in order for it to be safe, you just got to have it imprinted and just do it.
Or your forehead, right on your computer screen, right to the forehead.
And so all of this is progressing.
And nobody's fighting it. Nobody's fighting that.
How do you fight it?
Yeah.
Because if your necessities of life, your health, your dietary, and everything about life is governed by how you going to kick against it.
Now let me go a little further here. Money talks. I have a card in my wallet. I get 1.5% back on every transaction, everything I buy, every bill I pay. I find that even at the restaurant or a $7 thing somewhere, I say I reach in for my cash. I say, wait a minute, if I use my card, I make money. Yeah. So do you see the deterrent there?
But the thing is, with electronics, here's what happens. I've got a $100 bill. I pay you a $100 bill, $100 for whatever it is.
Let's do that right now.
It's still worth $100.
Yeah.
You take that same $100 bill and you pay somebody $100 out of that $100 bill. It's still worth a $100 bill. I use my electronics, and time it goes from me to you, that $100 bill has already lost $3 and something.
The fees.
You use it, the fee to the next one. It won't be long until the $100 bill that started here is worth nothing.
Yeah.
And so all of this it's obvious, it's moving that direction, and you're not going to stop it.
Yeah.
Everybody said, "Well, I'm going to just stack all my $100 bills up." Well, all you're going to have is a bunch of toilet paper one of these days.
Because eventually they'll say that currency will no longer. You'll have 3 months to turn it in.
Well, it's going to happen. It will have to happen.
Oh, it has to.
And,
you can't control people.
It's not going to just happen here. It's going to happen on a global basis.
You can't control a society without control of their money.
I mean, if you had a few million people, you could put together an administrative staff to be able to do that. But we're talking 7 or 8 billion people.
Yeah.
No way.
All right. So Revelation 13, 15 through 18, he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as should worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And we've covered that in some of our programs on technology and whatnot.
And so we got the mark of the beast system coming, which is partly financial.
I'm not so sure, but the early stage of that system's not already in operation.
Yeah, and I made a statement here. Most of the commerce of the world, most of it is already being done over the internet without any physical cash being traded.
I haven't checked it in a long time, but as of maybe 3 years ago, there was somewhere in the neighborhood of, I forget how many $1 trillion with a T are transferred around the world electronically every 24 hours. I don't know how much it is now. It's got to be a whole lot more than it was then.
Yeah, it just goes back and forth.
Yeah. It's nothing but digits. It's not real money. It's not, you know.
Well, let's move on to another one here. I've got this thing I call diverse seed because a lot of people use this, and I think they misunderstand the context.
Diverse seed, that's where the fallen angel has cohabited with an earthly woman, and that's diverse.
And they have little half-breed, half-angel, half-persons babies. And they call it
That's not
Nephilim.
what the Bible's
It is
talking
not
about.
anything to do with what this is talking about.
Stop a minute. Let's always let the Bible be its own dictionary and its own commentary.
So Daniel chapter 2, verses 41 to 43, I'll just skim it here. Whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay, part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided. But there shall be in it the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay. See, this is what we're talking about, this diversity here, the diverse seed. As the toes and the feet were part of iron, part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves. Well, here's where they, this is angels and humans. And it's not any
Read
such
the next
thing.
word.
They shall mingle themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, with the seed of men.
Yeah.
This is not talking about angels. It's talking about themselves.
It's talking about humanity mingling together.
Yeah, with the seed of men, and they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Yeah. You take a society from South America, and you mix it with society from Canada.
It don't mix.
Now they can come together. They can have babies.
Right here in the United States. Yeah. And look at the mess we have.
Look at the mess we've got. Because years ago, when people came to America, when immigration was, I mean, they were inviting people in, and they were coming with their tools and their bags, and they were coming to set up a new life. They became Americans, and they came in.
They learned and spoke English. And they had everything. Now, here's the secret to understanding what you just read. Context. How many times do we say context must be, you got to let. So what's he talking? He is talking about, in that context, the final Gentile rule. That's what we're talking about, globalism.
Yeah.
All right? I personally believe that the Antichrist is coming somehow or another out of what we today call the European Union. The European Union is nothing but the old Roman Empire, and the Roman Empire was divided into a western and eastern leg. What's happening in Europe? I just read an article this morning. Germany, but especially England. England's population has exploded, not because the English people have had children, but what has happened in Europe. Europe is being flooded with the seed from the eastern leg of the old Byzantine Empire, which is all Islam. The iron of Islam is not mixing with the broken shards of pottery that's putting itself back together as the Roman Empire.
And it never will mix.
It won't cohesively fit. And this is what, I believe this is what it's talking about. And it's not talking about anything other than men, as you said a while ago, different cultures.
Different religion, different.
But you've got the Islamic religion coming in, and hey, they don't believe in anything but that.
Yeah, and they're never gonna fit in.
They're never going to.
Now, without reading the whole chapter here, chapter 7, the fifth kingdom is the revived Roman Empire, what the Antichrist kingdom during the tribulation. Yes. And I wrote here notice this fifth kingdom, which is the kingdom during the tribulation, is divided. It's not as strong as a lot of people think it is.
No.
Meaning there is division. Its iron is mixed with miry clay, which shows weakness. It is said to be diverse, showing that it is made up of different types, different cultures of people.
Yes.
We see they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, not speaking of fallen angels, men mixing with men, different cultures, different beliefs, different religions, different backgrounds, and different customs. In other words, it has many ethnic and cultural differences and customs. After all, it is a kingdom made up of the whole world. Of course it's diverse.
Well, you just touched on it there, and we just mentioned the European Union. And you said a while ago, when people came to America, they all learned to speak English. Mm-hmm. So here's what's happened in the European Union. The European Union is trying to do the same thing of bringing people together, but allowing each entity in it to maintain its own language. They have the euro, that's their monetary system for all of them to work together. but they're trying to have a united state, so to speak, with each state still being everything of its own. It's not going. It just can't work. So globalism somehow or another is going to be able to overrule all of that.
And I think some of that's going to be caused by the power of that man and the safety that he brings to everybody.
That I'm convinced, because it says, when they shall say peace and safety, then cometh destruction upon them. We today, with technology, you can take your phone, Dan, and you can put an app on there, and I can go to any country in the world, and I can say what I wanted to say, and it'll speak in their language what they want to speak.
Yeah.
So this barrier of language that has been a barrier since Nimrod and the Tower of Babel is now being overruled by technology.
Yeah. And I tell you how I think he's going to make it happen. Of course, whatever happened, when he comes back on the white horse, he just saved the world, I think, from the Ezekiel 38 thing, which is right on the edge of time.
He's a man of peace. I believe the white horse indicates he's bringing peace, because that's one of the selling points.
Yeah.
And as you said a while ago, I don't think Mr. Trump by any means is the Antichrist.
No.
But he's sure setting the stage for this idea that an individual could put a stop. I mean, he put a stop to at least the 2 wars that he put a stop to before they started.
Yeah.
And then he took a 30-year-long war between Rwanda and its neighbor, I can't remember, the Congo, and he put a stop to that war.
I'll tell you what else I think the Antichrist is going to do. I think all debt's going to be forgiven.
Somehow or another.
And I think that brings, hey, where do I sign? Who's not going to sign up for
I've been saying it for years. If we went to an electronic system, and the incentive was that, look, our nation is in $36 trillion worth of debt. It's probably more than that. We're going to wipe all this debt out because you're responsible for your share of this debt. We're just going to start fresh. I could see it working.
Yeah.
And if you'd done that by the way, people in third country world right now, can you imagine if they had $100 put in their bank account when they don't make that much in 5 months?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I think whoever institutes this, I mean, who cares? Every nation will get a certain amount of money.
It's nothing but digits. It's not based on anything.
They'll say, all right,
real.
China, we're going to give you this many trillion in your bank account there. Take care of your people and everyone. No more, all debt's forgiven, and everybody starts off with a certain amount.
It's a level of socialism.
Yeah.
And socialism always looks good at the beginning.
And who's going to fight?
It always ends up in communism.
Who's going to fight that? I mean, hey, give me what's mine.
Well, look what's happening in New York. They're going to vote in a socialist. Today he said he wants everybody to get a $30 minimum wage, $30 an hour.
America used to require assimilation into society by requiring a skill.
That's what we talked about.
And learning to speak English. This is no longer the case today. And of course, now we had this 10 or 15 million.
And even today in America, you get on the phone and it's always going to say something in Spanish, wanting to know, do you want to talk in Spanish?
Yeah. Well, I got a quote here that's for me. Diversity in language and culture does not strengthen a nation.
No.
Its population. It weakens. Diversity brings weakness.
It always does.
You get an army and you got one platoon, they all speak Spanish. Over here, they speak Russian. Over here, they speak American. You got all your leaders of each platoon are different languages, different customs, different values. Yeah. That's going to be a weak army.
And I think this may be part of the reason why one language has become the dominant language of the world. I think God, in His foreknowledge, knew English was going to become that dominant language, so we have our King James Bible. Yeah. But all of these nations, when you get to people that even today that are, let's say they're 30 or 25 years or younger, almost everybody in their nation speaks to some level or the other of English. So I don't think it'd be too hard to have that language.
If you talk to anybody in the economic world, the stock market, money makers, they'll tell you, you got to learn English. is where the money-making institutions of the world are. They tell me there's more people that speak English in China than there are people that live in America. They speak English.
They got 1 billion people, so
Yeah, but I mean, they know that if you want to make it financially, you've got to get into the English-speaking world, and because that's where the control is of it all, right there.
But the language barrier is, in my thought, through technology as well, the language barrier has been overridden.
And it's getting better all the time.
And I can see how technology is involved in every one of these.
Well, speaking of that, Doc, the last thing I put on here in the little bit of time we got left, global institutions. They're all here. Let me just read a few of them.
Oh, my.
You got the United Nations, the World Bank, the IMF, International Money Fund, the WEF, World Economic Forum. You got the European Union, EU. You got the NATO police. You got the World Council of Churches. You got the World Health Organization, the WHO. Yep. On and on we could go, and I'm sure there's many
all
more
these
than
3
that.
and 4 letter words, entities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the World Health Organization almost took over our health care in America until
they were this close. And by the way, I don't think they're going to stay any further than this close, because they're just waiting
till the next guy gets in office.
Globalist-minded leader in America to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's how close we were.
Yeah.
You know, Mr. Trump has been a savior in that sense for America. But there's coming a time when that's not going to be there.
I wrote this, and I believe this is true. Well, let me read a couple things. The World Bank, International Money Fund, all right, I read all those. The whole world is now ready to embrace globalism to some degree. And just a few people that are standing in the way.
Everybody thinks the UN is such a great thing. Listen, the UN is as corrupt an organization as anything on the earth.
Oh, they're anti-God, pro-abortion.
Absolutely, they are. And look what they're doing against Israel. And just recently, the stupid stuff about Israel, starving the Gazans. Oh, man, I'm tired of the people who send me all this stuff that's anti-Israel, not realizing what they're doing.
Christians are sending us this stuff.
Yeah, Christians.
They're saying,
they're swallowing this.
Look what Israel's doing to the people in Gaza. Israel's not doing that.
Israel didn't do it. No, Hamas is doing it.
Yeah.
But we are in a state where easily, if you remove the Christian community, the Holy Spirit's restraint is removed. The delusion will sweep the world, and I'm telling you, what we've talked about today will just immediately fill that void.
And folks, all we're trying to tell you is look around. Behold, your redemption draweth nigh.
Amen.
He's coming, and he's coming soon. Everything is ready. I think Israel is ready. I think the church is at that point. I think globalism is here, just waiting on the removal of the restrainer and those who are part of that. It's all in place. You better be ready. If you need help with your salvation, contact us. Until next time, keep your eyes on them skies.